Hello, everyone. It's time for Merle's Pearls. I am Merle, and I have pearls of wisdoms for you. I am the relationship miracle worker, and you can check me out, relationshipmiracleworker.com, and you can look at our new workshop. But today I want to talk about relationship. I've been married over 50 years to the same man. There's one thing I know about, and that's relationship. And so today, things are crazy. COVID's going on. People are having really hard times, and the holidays are coming up. So what do we do? So I have a suggestion. Let's deal with it head on. There are certain people in your family that, they're nice, you love them, you're your feather, your family, but gosh, they get on your nerves. How can that be? So I say make a list of all those people, the aunt and the uncle, because maybe you're not going to see them in person, but you will see them online. I'm sure you're going to do a Zoom. Oh my goodness, on December 25th, I can't imagine how many Zoom is probably going to go down. So many people are using it. I don't know. But, each of us will probably be one of those people using Zoom to let people know that that here we are at the holidays, and we're together, even if we're together on computer. Actually, I give this course with Patty Negri. I was just going to say Cracking the Relationship Code, but that's the name of my book. No, the name of our course is The Magic and Science of Love. And we do it on Zoom, and we've done it in person. And of course, in person, there's a charm about, an in-person event that's really cool. But on the other hand, we've had people that would never have been able to come in person. They're either in San Francisco, we had one from England. So that I think is very cool. And I thank Zoom and the computer for that, because we can share more with more people, with family. Some of the family that you're going to see on Zoom, you would not see in person because they're too far away. And so, especially a long time ago, we grew up, we did what our parents did, and we stayed in the same place, and our aunts and uncles were all next door. But that's like that for some people. That's tea, by the way. But it's not, for most of us, we're scattered all over. Normally, frankly, my particular family, we have a reunion every year. Of course, not this year, but and we did go on Zoom, but we do it not at the holidays, just to avoid all the people rushing around everywhere. But a lot of people do celebrate the holidays between Hanukkah, which is tonight, as a matter of fact, and Christmas, which of course is the 25th, and then there's oh gosh, I forgot it already. I'll remember later. So I recommend that you do something different. If there are certain people in your family that drive you crazy, there is whatever you've been doing hasn't worked, and you've been blaming it on them because they say these mean things, or they say silly things, or whatever that just annoys the heck out of you. But I want you to consider the fact that maybe they're just saying things, and the fact that you get annoyed is on you. Whoa, what about that? Well, I'll tell you what about that. One of the most wonderful things about acknowledging that the person that says that ridiculous, silly thing that annoys you just says that. They don't necessarily say. Sometimes they do say it to annoy you, I have to admit, but a lot of times they're just unconscious of what your reaction is. So that means it's you that's reacting. And in either case, whether they're doing it on purpose or not, it's you that's reacting. So the fabulous thing about taking responsibility is that you now take on the power. Because if you can say, oh yeah, I do react like that, well, then hello, now you have the power to say, I'm not going to react like that anymore. So you're not going to react like, well, how am I going to react? I'm just going to punch him in the face. No, that's not right. You're going to do something different. You're going to answer him when you didn't answer him before. You're going to not answer if you did before. You're not going to make a horrible face, kind of face anymore. You're going to do something different. Anything different. And you're going to say, well, I don't know what it is. You don't have to know what it is. It just has to be anything that comes to your mind that is different from what you normally do. I have to tell you, this I was going to say magical, but I'm going to say it's miraculous because I'm the relationship miracle worker. It is a miracle. What a difference doing something different has or does or whatever. So people think that the way it is now and the way you are now and the problems you have with your family now is just that's the way it's going to be forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And I'm saying to you, not necessarily. But it's not going to change if you don't change. All change starts with you. All change starts with you. Learn that. Write that down. Stamp it on your forehead. No, that's not right. But remember, all change starts with you. So do something different. In our class, that's an assignment to do something different every day. Like if you're still able to drive to work, then drive a different route. If you normally take the bus and there's an elevated, take the train, or take your car for a change, or don't take your car for a change. Do anything that's different. Doesn't matter. You don't have to say, well, this would be better then. No, there is no better. There is no better. There is only different. Please understand. And you don't have to think about, oh, well, it should be that. Just something will just run right through your mind. And you normally would just ignore it. I'm saying if it came to your mind, just do that thing. And it may be silly, or maybe the thing that's different is that here you are, there's only the four of you because large crowds can't get together, even in family, and this person that normally annoys you says that annoying thing, and you do something different. What could I do? You just break out into song. You say, have yourself a merry. Now that's ridiculous, right? But so what? It's different. It's harmless. And see if that doesn't make a difference. I know, you know it's going to make a difference. And you'll probably feel silly or something. So you'll feel uncomfortable. Well, you know why you feel uncomfortable? Because anything new that we try is always uncomfortable. At least I grew up thinking, if it's uncomfortable, it must not be right. But it's the opposite. If it's not uncomfortable, if it's not comfortable, it must be right. It's, from doing exercises, what did they say? Something about the burn. It's not supposed to hurt you like a broken arm hurts you, but you're supposed to feel the burn. It's uncomfortable. It's not just sitting in your easy chair. So doing something different is uncomfortable. Get used to it. I say do it every day. One thing. It doesn't have to be, use a different color to sign your name. It doesn't have to be outrageous. It just has to be something different. And find that one different thing to do. That's the kind of energy that you need. So when you go home for the holidays, when you go Zoom for the holidays, and the one aunt or uncle or cousin or nephew or whatever that bugs you, do something different. Break out into song. Tell a joke. He says, you're getting bald. And you said, that reminds me of a joke. And tell a joke. Maybe prepare a joke just to be ready for it. But if you notice doing something different, well, people will be set off, and then they'll change how they respond to you. So now I've told you a technique that will work in more than one instance. I started it out with the idea that this is how to change some relationships that you have with your family, especially during the holiday. Look, the holiday is so different this year from anything we've ever experienced. So, in a sense, you don't have to do anything for it to be different. But do that exercise of trying something different, particularly with a particular person that you have an issue with. And see if it doesn't change the dynamics of that relationship. Who knows? Different things can happen. It could make that person cry. It could make that person laugh. It could create a bond that you hadn't had before. Or it could, you say, it reminds me of a joke, and you say, okay, and he tells you a joke. We don't know what will happen, and that's the magic of it. That's what's so exciting about trying something different. Because if you get in the habit of trying something different, then your life will change. Your life will change. Because what keeps you where you are is doing the same thing all the time. That's what keeps you where you are. So that's my pearl. That's my pearl of wisdom. Is whether it's with family, or whether it's with your career, with your own personal relationship with yourself, or with the person that you have a relationship with, a partner, or the person you want to have a relationship with, if you're still looking. And if you are, look at relationshipmiracleworker.com/workshop, because we're doing that workshop in January, and it's a great way to start the new year, is to start it with it's 3 different Mondays, and it's 2 hours each time. We talk about how to change the relationship with yourself, how to get a really clear vision of what you want, so that what kind of life you want to lead, so that you know the right person to look for that wants to lead that kind of a life, like either roaming the world or sticking that back at home, and then how to find that person. It's Patty and I. It's magic and science. She says something, I say the same thing, but we use different language. She uses the language of magic. I use the language of psychology. So that's it. Anything else I have to say? Listen, like me, follow me, check out the website, look for my book, Cracking the Relationship Code. Here it is. It's very good. And I say that because people that have bought the book and read it say that. So I will see you next Thursday. And don't forget, stop in at 11 o'clock for Thursday Thoughts with Merle and Patty. Come back here at noontime, and I'll see you then. Mwah. Bye, everybody.